And hello everybody, and welcome back to the second episode of Roleplay Dwarf Fortress. And as you can see here, I put up the soundtrack we are playing, so I don't get into legal trouble, despite me not getting any money from this anyway. This is a hobby of mine. Anyway, so we are back, still with the same guy, Thorim, Grimcroyer, Wormhand.
How's it going?
And right now he's traveling down to the second layer of the cavern with Mr. Grimflower. Yeah, Copperflower. Copperflower. Well, Mr. Copperflower is just walking in front of him, not really engaging into any conversation. Like every time Thorim is like starting like, oh yeah, is he your uncle? How it should be nice to have a weaponsmith as an uncle. He's just like, yeah. How old are you? Old. So he's just a bit like that, and you can feel like he's not really drunk, but he's like this in this stage where he's like okay.
Sort of tipsy or whatever.
Yeah, she's just like saying it. He's basically concentrating on his task, and the task not being killing the things, but just stepping down the stairs. You're getting the impression of Mr. Reynolds that he's really good at concentrating on one task, but maybe he's not really good at multitasking.
Well, the best of us.
Well,
Happens to the best of us.
basically he's unable to free his mind from what is currently happening.
Sure.
To say it in a nice way.
Yeah, he lives in the present. We'll say that.
Yeah, and well, finally you arrive on the cavern layer, and you are passing through the defenses. Everybody's greeting you because you have Rhino with you. You can feel the daggers boring in your backs, just as you look into the eyes of the people. Because everybody would have been fine with you fleeing, but not everybody's fine with you just closing the hatch behind you.
Yeah, well.
You have this feeling that if you wouldn't have been there with Reinolf, there might have been an accident with one of the ballistas.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
Involving you sitting on the ballista while it's being fired.
Or being fired at me. A misfire, they'd call it.
Yeah. So, yeah, and you're leaving, and Reinolf is just looking at one of the mushrooms, saying, well, they told me at the goblin cap to the right, then go straight ahead, and he's just mumbling, and you're just walking behind him. And well, you're in the caverns. It's a big cavern. The only light source are fluorescent mushrooms. Question is, have you brought a torch with you?
I imagine I have some sort of torch or lantern or
So
something.
so you have something with you, yeah?
Yeah, but I don't imagine I'd really need it, seeing as how I'm pretty used to dimly lit mines.
Yeah, but the mines are also lit, of course. At least a bit, like with torches, every few steps. So you basically have like Jake this small lantern with you.
Right. Yeah. There's something to see. It's not a lot of light. It's mostly just to have a
Just a bit of glow, so it's not easy to spot from from a long distance.
right.
And you're going along, and at first every of your steps is like being echoed from the hallways.
Right.
There are a lot of structures down here because the main aqueduct is flying and is down here. There are some fields, some mushroom fields. At first, you are also being greeted by people that are collecting spider webs for silk.
Sure.
But soon there are less people around you, and the mushroom forest is getting darker and deeper. And you start to get a bad feeling about this. While Mr. Copperfly keeps trotting ahead.
I mentioned that. I say, feels a little strange down here.
Huh?
Do I feel like we're being watched, or?
Huh? Watched? What do you mean watched? And he's grabbing his weapon and saying, "Who is watching us?"
I sort of look around, sort of peering my eyes. I can't tell, but I feel like there's something down here.
Okay, I would book that under. Yeah, well, you're not careful. What would it be? What are you doing? Like, are you lifting up the light to see more?
Yeah, it's just like sort of flinging it over this way, like, oh, no, that's not. And then the other side, like, oh, maybe that's it. And then he's just sort of he's scanning the horizon rather like quickly. He's just sort of like a little meerkat looking around, you know.
Okay, so he's just like using his light to. Okay, let's take this as clever. Okay, let's do a clever roll. Okay, you're getting assisted by Copperflower because he's also looking around, and behind two mushrooms, you can see like a creature just running from the left and to the right, and it has like a mask made of bone and some feathers on it, and it looks like it has a scimitar made of bones in his hand, but it's really happening really quickly, so it's hard to tell.
For God's sake! I shove my light in its direction, sort of where it scampered off to,
Copperflower, so where? I cannot see anything.
and I begin to. I sort of like lead him that way. I don't.
So you're grabbing your light and you're taking a few steps.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And Copperflower is saying, "The little man is seeing things now. Well, what a surprise!" And he's just following you, and you're slowly turning around the mushrooms, and you don't see anything.
I stop and just sort of.
You're confused, you would say.
Yeah.
Good, because that was the role I gave on him. So, what was the thing? GM roll, right? GM roll for the F plus 2. Okay. So, you're looking around and you're confused, you say?
Yeah.
So,
Scratch the back of my head, saying,
where could he have gone?
"Yeah."
Okay, so tell me, what are you doing next? This is pretty important. What are you doing next?
I sort of look to, or I tilt my head slightly to Copperflower and say, "Well, I guess we better get back on track. No point in chasing ghosts."
So you're just turning around, like not looking anywhere. Okay.
I mean, I don't turn all the way around. I sort of tilt my head. I'm keeping my eyes forward because I'm pretty sure I saw something, but otherwise I'm not gonna.
You're not very careful. I would say.
I guess it's true. I don't know. Yeah, he'll just turn around and be like, "Oh, I guess it's nothing."
Okay, then roll a quick. Okay, good. So I'm getting a boost because you're not looking, basically, and I just rolled a 3 on the attack, so at 5-4, and well, you're just turning around and saying, well, maybe it was nothing, and in that moment something drops from up the mushroom, and you just like hear, or it's more like a feeling that something is really, really not right, and you're rolling forward, and that moment, the bone, the scimitar is hitting your back, and you are really lucky to wear this leather thing because it keeps getting stuck in your shoulder instead of just slicing in it. You have a really bad cut across your shoulder, but it's nothing really hard. But you take 1 stress.
Sure.
Have you put in your 1 stress, or do I need to check? And Copperflower is turning around. And now, well, who do we have here? And the thing that jumped down is giving down a screeching noise. And in that moment, like 3 or 4 creatures are coming out of the woods around you. All of them are wearing shields and spears. And they also have all these masks, but none of the masks is looking as good as the one that attacked you.
Okay.
So what are you doing?
So he hit me from the back, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just sort of fling my body around with this short sword and try to, basically take his weapon, because you said it's still stuck in my armor or whatever.
Yeah, no, it's just like it's not stuck, but he cut in your back, and then just slide off across your leather, but he still cut your back a bit.
I'm gonna swing back, sort of nervously with this short sword. I'm gonna attempt to.
So you're quickly doing it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Your microphone got way worse, by the way.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Weird.
It sounds like you are like knocking on it or something.
Oh, I just did, yeah.
I just did. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And you are just swinging on the back, and he's trying to duck it, but your sword is hitting him, and it's doing a big cut across his chest, and yellow blood is gushing out of it, and he's just doing the screech again, and now he's doing a hissing noise and looking at you, while the other ones are getting down their spears and start running at you. Well, and Mr. Copperflower is taking a step to the first towards the first one, and he is just like he's getting his right arm up with quick pick in his hand, and then he's doing like a half moon motion with his right arm, and swinging it up from the right bottom side to the top left side.
Yeah, diagonal.
Yeah, so Mr. Copperflower, roll 4df plus 3. Okay. Why is this looking so weird? Oh yeah, because no. Wait a second. Why is it looking so weird? Oh, I think I'm just going to click it. It's a +4. Maybe I did something wrong here. The second forceful. Is this better? Ha! Roll the 4 again. Okay. Good. So, yeah, he's putting it up with a 4. And the beast is attacking in a group. The beasts are attacking in a group. They're pretty good at fighting in the group. Okay, they are defending with a 4. Why is it looking so weird? Normally it like shows you the dice. Written something wrong?
Yeah. Gee, I don't know. I don't know why it's like the one you did before where you rolled a 3.
Yeah, I'm going to refresh it after that. Yeah, so it's defending with a 4, but Copperflower is. Well, I'm just using him as using one of his fate points, because well, he is a massive ball of a man, and he's just like the beast is getting out his shield, and it's like ah! And
if it was a normal man, it might have blocked, but
oh, it did block. That's not the problem. The thing is,
right.
he's stretching out his. I'm just going to refresh this whole thing here. Maybe the camera will even show up. Because I actually wanted to record the camera, but it disappeared right at the beginning. As I'm sitting here in my ice cold room. Under a blanket. I'm under my bed now, sitting in a chair. I'm like an old man right now. Well, maybe it works. Oh, it's still loading. Yeah, no, my camera is not even on for some reason. And now it's just like, this is all in the way. Yeah, okay, so, well, just imagine like the the what are we going to call these beasts? Like it's not really defined. It's a savage animal tribe basically. I imagine like the Saurips from Pillars of Eternity. Like these little beastie things. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, like he's like stretching out his arm with a shield, and it's like, haha, I'm going to block you. And Quickpin does not care about shields, and it's going straight through the shield into the hand of the thing, into the lower arm, into the upper arm. And Copperflower is just laughing as he lifts up the whole the whole thing. It's hanging down and just screaming in pain. And he's and he is smashing it on top on the head of one of the other savage beasts that are running with him.
Confident about our situation.
And he's just like smashing down at him, and you just can hear him. You can just hear two of the beasts dying and just a lot of bones cracking. Well, but you are still locked in combat with
That's right.
with what seems to be their leader.
Well,
So,
I'm not gonna lose sight of him.
what are you doing next?
I'm gonna try to follow it up. I realize this is a bit of a gap in time, but seeing as how I feel like I've gained a little bit of an upper hand here by striking him, I'm gonna charge in, lower the weapon, and try to skewer him
What's your
with a short sword.
okay? Okay, yeah. So, is it a quick move? Is it a forceful move? Or what is
It's
it?
forceful.
Okay, then roll forceful.
Ugh.
Okay. If I remember right, you still have one point.
That's true. I do.
You want to use it?
Yeah.
By the way, you're getting one more point because you are role playing your character really good.
Oh, okay. Cool.
There were a few situations where I wanted to be like he's pretty humbled right now. Yes, he is. So you were playing him good. So I give you one of the points back.
Okay. Well. Excellent. My cowardice has saved me, and I used one of them to. I'll since I'm a pretty big guy, and this is a forceful action. I'm just using I'm imitating good copper flower here, and using my weight
User
against.
joined your channel.
Oh,
Oh,
look who joined us.
who is it? The other person?
It's this other person. Okay, we keep going. We're in the middle of the scene right now.
Okay.
I will not forget about you. We talk later.
Okay. Well. Hey,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
might actually be able to keep going. I charge ahead with the weapon, trying to imitate good Sir Copperflower and push myself forward into the beast. I'll use one of my points to do it.
Okay, so use one of your points. I'm taking away the torch. And yeah, you're basically impaling the beast, and it's giving like a shrieking noise again. And the yellow blood is like everywhere.
Oh, it's probably spilling onto me. I sort of
Right now, yeah,
think
and
about tilting my head, and that's like,
it's looking straight into your eyes as it's dying. I think you get a +2 bonus if I remember correct.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So you did 1 damage. It's still alive though, and it's dropping its knife. It's dropping a scimitar, and it's pulling a knife, and it's pulling it out of Chef and out of Chet, and it looks like a twisted thorn bush kind of thing. Like it's like as if you will as if you will take like three twines of a thorn bush and twist it together, and the shed seems to have been filled with some sort of liquid.
Uh-oh.
And he's basically pulling it out, and you see dripping some stuff of it, and he is trying to stab it into your gut.
I try to yank myself away from it, like really, really quickly, just fling myself back, weapon still in my hands.
Okay. Quickly, yeah?
Yeah.
So, roll quick.
Nice.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so you're succeeding with style. So,
So I'll sort of like I'll carry the weapon. Since I've got my short sword in his belly or whatever, I'll fling myself to the side. Sort of ripping into his guts as I do so, pulling them away.
okay, yeah, and he's following you a bit with his dagger, and while you're stepping back, you're grabbing him by the fingers, and you can hear the bones crashing underneath you, and when you pull your fingers back, you actually suddenly have his poisonous whatever that is in your hands,
Oh, okay.
and he's looking at you, getting on, sinking down on his knees, and he is fingering for his scimitar.
I'll jam the weapon into his face.
Which one, yours or the poison thing?
Well, I'll use my weapon. I'll sort of lift it up, I guess. Oh no, if it's still impaled in him, I'll just jam it upwards to where I think his heart would be.
Okay, so just pulling it up slowly.
Yep.
Like, with all the force you have.
Yep.
You're screwing him, turning him into a shish kebab. Oh yeah, and yeah, you are succeeding. You're just lifting him up. He's just like, he's like trying to grab, reach for his throat as he's lifted up from the far up from the ground, and you're basically pulling him all the way up, sliding through him.
Yellow-orange blood dripping down my arms.
Yeah, this yellow, this is just everywhere, and you're just then you're after you're sure he's dead, because there's no way anything can survive that. The guts are falling out and falling onto your head, basically, and then you're just sliding to the left, throwing it away, and you're throwing it into his body, which will be the boost for Mr. Copperflower, because the Copperflower still has 2 guys to kill.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, and well, as I said, he basically just impaled one on his arm and smashed into the other one until they were inseparable and an unrecognizable mass, as you might say. And one of them is just trying to get Copperflower from behind. It's just running at him, like screeching, and suddenly one of his buddies comes flying over and hits him, and he's just being pulled ahead away. And Copperflower is getting a boost, +2, nice. So, and yeah, he didn't even saw the other guy coming, and he just heard the screeching, and boom, yeah, and the other guy smashes into him, and he just getting pinned to the ground. And Copperflower's turning around and sees the other guy also charging at him, and you see what the English might call a shit-eating grin, as he is just like twisting quick pins 3 times in his hand, and he pushes it down into his leg. And when I'm saying into his leg, I mean like all the way down into his leg.
Oh yeah.
Pinning it into
pressing him like a big press or whatever.
like through the knee down into the ground, and you hear the quick pin being stuck into the ground. So basically, he's being pinned into the ground with the quick pin, and Copperflower is going over to him and just takes one hand caressingly behind his head, and the other one is just smashing, and you just hear like cracking noises.
Fleshy
Yeah.
and cracks.
And the yellow blood is like it's like everywhere. It's just like fletch and blood everywhere. Some green stuff. You don't want to know what the green stuff is. Yeah, there's nothing left of this guy. A couple of flowers getting quick pin out again, and he's turning to the last one. And well, this is the time for you to shine. What are you doing?
Well, I'll try something different for once. Instead of running away from the fight, I'll run towards it. Seeing as this thing's probably a little distracted by this display, I'll move around one of the mushrooms and charge for this guy, away from his shield and spear, so he doesn't see me coming.
Yeah, he's lying underneath his body anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll charge in for it. In an attempt to...
You need to make 1 stress damage, and then that's it, basically.
Wait, what?
You need to make 1 stress damage to kill him, basically.
Well, yeah, I'll run up and basically just poke him, get him into the side.
Or with your poisonous thing, or with your real? Or with your...
my real weapon. I know what that does.
Okay, so yeah, you don't really need to push the dagger because it's strong enough on itself. Make a forceful round. Okay, I'm getting a -2 now because there's nothing left of my group.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so you're just punching down a dagger and it's stuck in his head. You're just like a whizzing noise as air escapes his head. You have no idea how the structure of these beasts work, but it's the way it works, apparently. And yeah, they die, and a couple of flowers laughing and just patting you on the back, just saying, well, the rest of them will be easy.
Well, I think so, as long as we're around.
And he is shouldering a quick pin, and he keeps going the same direction you were going before you met the other the beasts. And well, and that's the end of the scene. It looks like we have been joined by Mr. Faker Fangirl now, who doesn't have a microphone.
Hello.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so yeah, so we're going to the second part of the character creation, and we will join you later in the next episode of Dwarf-Elvish Roleplay.